Hello, I'm Noah Finns. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of Inside Yale Athletics, sponsored by Under Armour. On this show, we're going to talk about the captain of the cross-country team and why her records are so substantial. Plus, it's the end of the Katz era for the field hockey team. But we're going to start with basketball. Mackay Mason wanted to step up his competition and did just that this past summer, competing against the best in all of Europe as a member of the German national team.
For Sears through a double team, throw it out for Mason, foul line jumper, good again. Timeout Columbia. Mackay Mason has been a machine tonight.
He's arguably the best player in the Ivy League, but Mackay Mason's making his name known internationally. Yes, he had 31 points for the Bulldogs in an upset win over Baylor in the NCAA tournament last season. But then this summer, he makes his grandfather proud by landing a spot on the German national team.
Yeah, it was kind of weird to be on the German national team. That was my first time over there, first time in Europe even. Just to be able to walk around and see the history of those different countries was pretty crazy.
His mother was born in Germany, and so he qualified to try out for the same team guys like NBA superstar Dirk Nowitzki at one time represented. Although I'm sure Nowitzki had a better grasp on the German language. Check out the interview Mason did with German television.
And I've heard from Coach that it's your special task to learn a German word each day. So can you share a little bit about your progress?
It's been slow for sure. I'm trying to remember the last word. I got to give you something here. Yep. Essen. So meal, yeah.
Mason said he slowly picked up some German, but the basketball, that was second nature and proved to be a great experience and learning opportunity.
Be around those guys and be competing against them every day in practice and stuff like that was, helped me grow, I think. They're stronger and they use that strength. And then the 24-second shot clock was definitely a big thing to, it kind of speeds up decision making. You need to make kind of snap decisions out there, so that was good.
Mason toured Germany with workouts throughout the country and then played in games in 7 different European countries. He says this experience could lead to more appearances on the team, but for now, he's focusing on Yale season. And what he did this summer will help him help Yale.
I felt like my game grew over the summer, just being around that, in that experience. Being exposed to a different style of basketball definitely allows you to grow.
Getting your name in the record books is a thrill for any athlete, but especially satisfying for Frances Schmeide of the cross-country and track teams. She ended up breaking the record of the woman who inspired her to come to Yale.
Yes, it's very easy to be a big fan of Frances. She's done some tremendous things here for our program.
And to think, when Frances Schmeide came to Yale, she was more of a middle distance runner, not cross country. In fact, she started on the junior varsity cross country team, but loved running longer distances. Her varsity teammates made her feel welcome.
Being encouraged by the other girls to step up and be on the varsity cross country squad. I think that's also something that our team, it's really special that I wasn't put down as a junior varsity. I was encouraged to step up.
And she stepped up. Last year she was all Ivy League, and now the team captain is on her way to qualifying for the NCAA National Championships in addition to her track success. And here's where it gets funny. Schmeide's inspiration to come to Yale was former Bulldog cross-country and track star Kate Grace. The same Kate Grace who went on to represent the United States in the Rio Olympic Games.
I remember looking at Kate Grace's results and seeing that you could do it here and that it was possible. In high school I was an 800 runner, so I looked at her 800 results and thought, I would like to do that in college. Well, it didn't quite work out for Schmeide in the 800, but it did in other races. Schmeide broke Grace's Yale records in the 1500 and mile events, 4:37 in the mile and 4:17 in the 1500. It was a good feeling, yeah. I mean, I feel like she didn't really focus on the mile as much when she was in college, but it's cool to have sort of that flow of looking up to her in high school, coming to college, competing in the same races as her, beating her record in the 1500.
Schmeide had never met Grace until the Olympian made a recent visit to campus to talk with the whole cross-country and track teams. And how's this for a coincidence? At the very moment Grace is talking to Schmeide and her teammates, the record board is being updated. Grace's record time's coming down, replaced by Schmeide's. Grace found the timing very funny and is happy to see the growth of the program. Proud to see a winning tradition thriving, even with the fall of her records.
It's funny because up until last year, I would have overlapped with someone, but now it's a whole new group, which is, it's fun. It's fun just kind of seeing the transition of the years like that, seeing how there are those traditions that keep going. So even if I don't necessarily know these athletes personally, I do feel such a connection to them.
Schmeide will finish the cross-country season at Yale and then move into her final season of indoor and outdoor track, and then she may follow Grace yet again into international competition.
When we sit down and talk about long-term stuff, it's absolutely thinking Olympic goals. It's, you know, we look at the 4-year cycle of here at Yale, but also beyond. What other opportunities will she have to run for Australia?
So I'd like to see if I could go and keep going with running, and I don't quite know what that would look like yet. And I think it's kind of scary at the moment, but I know I've heard from friends who were in Kate Grace's the same 4 years that she went through, that she was also a little bit scared. So I guess in that way she inspires me as well, that I can have that fear but still go for it.
As the season closes for the field hockey team, the Bulldogs realize they're going to have to replace one of their best goalkeepers ever and their team captain. And wouldn't you know it, they both come from the same family. Emily Katz delayed going to college so she could play goalkeeper for the field hockey team at Yale. It also allowed her to start her college experience at the same time as her little sister Steffi, and they've been teammates at Yale since.
A lot of people ask if either we're twins or they predict that Steffi's older, which is understandable. She's a lot more mature than I am.
Not true.
So.
That seems to be about the only time they don't agree. Nope, no sibling rivalry here.
Are you guys always this nice to one another? I mean, do you get along really this well, or is this something for the camera?
We're extremely close.
We definitely fight as sisters do.
I think because we're so close, I think is what often leads to the arguments and the fighting. Because I think we know each other best.
There were no arguments, no resentment when little sister Steffi was voted team captain by her teammates for this season.
I think we both kind of knew it was, if it was one of us, we'd be supportive of the other.
Yeah. I think it was like if I didn't get it, it was Emmy who I'd want to be captain.
And
so.
I felt the same way. I knew Steffi would do an excellent job.
No, honestly, it wouldn't have surprised me if they both voted for each other. So, I mean, they're very supportive. I think they would make great co-captains as well.
Their appreciation for one another helped set a tone for this team, and they helped combine on one of the most exciting plays of the season, an overtime win over Penn, with Emily starting the play at one end, eventually leading to Steffi ending the play at the other end.
Overtime period. Ball still could be on its Katz, and she's got it! Steffi Katz, the senior captain, leading by example and giving Yale a victory.
There's a lot going on, but
I want to start by just complimenting Steffi. I mean, I think I've grown up playing with her, and also at times filled in as sort of a coach in a way. Maybe
she's taught me a lot.
So I was really proud of her. It was an absolutely beautiful goal.
Thank
from
you.
her reception to finish, it was phenomenal.
Well,
I was so
first of
proud
all,
her.
the goal wouldn't have happened, I think, without, first of all, Emmy's save.
Emily's one of the best goalkeepers we've ever had in this program, and last year she allowed us to stay in games. We were really young and lacked some experience, and I think she brought some leadership back there and just gave us that opportunity to be in a game. This year she's given us the opportunity to win those games.
Steffi says, with the exception of some pickup games, her field hockey days will be behind her. But Emily says she might follow her coach's advice.
Our coach, Pam, has been sort of trying to convince me that I need to go abroad and travel and play, maybe coach a little bit. And I admit, I'm very tempted.
If she does, it'll be the first time she does it without her best friend, her sister Steffi.
But I think exactly what Steffi said, it's going to be the end of something really special. I think I'll miss playing with Steffi and having that time together.
That's going to do it for this edition of Inside Yale Athletics, sponsored by Under Armour. I'm Noah Fins. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, we'll see you on campus.